Welcome to Thieves' Cant, a tabletop gaming podcast with your hosts, Jeremy Shane and Chris White.
Welcome in, welcome back. It is Thieves' Cant for Friday, March 6th. I'm Jeremy Shane.
And I'm Chris White.
Thanks for closing out the week with us. Remember, you can subscribe at thievescantcast, email thievescantcast@gmail.com. We love to hear from you in the comments below as well. Chris, the weekend.
Finally.
Yeah, we've got a gaming weekend coming up.
Looking forward to it.
Today, a segment we are calling The Rule of Three. I don't know how to frame this. One topic, three responses from each of us.
Yeah, we're going to try it.
Yeah.
We're going to see how long-winded you are.
Right. I feel like one topic is probably good enough.
Yeah.
All right, so what is our topic today? What are we talking about?
Well, it's a question. What are your three favorite fantasy species?
Okay. So we're talking playable,
yes. And we're talking
which is going to vary from system to system, but we're probably leaning towards a D&D.
Yeah. And it can be older, it can be newer. Just what are your favorites? Like you just really enjoy.
We may have some overlap between our lists. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll find out. You want to get us started with one of your favorites?
Well, I'm going to start with the most generic answer. I like humans.
Well, humans are also on my list.
The appeal for humans is they are, one, the blank slate.
Well, and we understand them.
Yeah.
We know exactly what they are.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's an easy it's an easy skin to slip into.
Yeah. And in a world where there's, magical elves and powerful dwarves, and all of these different groups that the humans are in their being generic when they rise up and become unique. And it's almost sort of an underdog story just from the get-go. They don't have the dark vision. They don't have the magical innate power, but it's pretty cool when they can do those things that seem impossible.
Whenever we started our plunge into Draw Steel,
Mm-hmm.
We were both really surprised when we got to the humans, and they do have a bit of a innate ability concerning the supernatural. Right? Draw Steel humans are so normal.
Yeah.
That they can detect anything that's outside of that normalcy. Right?
Yeah.
If anything is off, they know it.
Yeah, they kind of leaned into it. I do like that. I haven't used it much on my character, but I do like it.
So yeah, I'm in on humans as well. I've probably played more humans than any other species.
Yeah. What's your number two?
My second one, I don't know if they're on your list or not, but for me, as I'm putting my list together, I'm asking myself, how do I not put elves on my list?
Yeah.
Are they on yours?
They're not.
Okay.
No, but I get it.
Yeah.
They're close.
How do I not include, to me, what is an essential component of fantasy gaming and of fantasy fiction,
Mm-hmm.
right? I mean, they are obviously in appearance, in social situations, they're clearly close enough to humans that the touchstone is there,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's not so far beyond the ordinary that I can't grasp them. But there's enough strangeness to them.
Yeah.
Right? Especially like how fey are your elves?
Right.
Are they basically just pointy-eared humans hanging out in the forest? Or are they supernatural in some way?
I think Tolkien really captured the elves in that they are almost this strange alien power, but at the same time, it's like the world is a sadder place when they're gone. Yeah. It's like they're such a part of the natural world, and yet there's something supernatural about them. Elves kind of capture that place that I don't think any other race does. So I'm not blaming you at all for this choice. I think it's a good one. For me, as much as I picked the humans for their genericness. I like the weird stuff a lot. And so my number 2, I have got to go with the Thri-Kreen.
Okay.
I love them. I want a Thri-Kreen friend to take on adventures with me. I prefer the 2nd edition Aethys, big 700-pound insects over what modern D&D has. They're a little too
So they're
cutesy.
smaller now?
Yeah, they can actually be size small, I believe.
Oh, wow.
So they don't have the giant thorax butt thing coming out behind them and all that.
So you want that big booty?
I want the big booty Thri-Kreen. That's I'm actually writing a song about that. No, I like them because it is this really alien mindset that they have. I mean, well, first of all, they're giant praying mantis people, which is pretty cool.
Sure.
Right? And they use their spit to make their own weapons, which is pretty cool.
I mean, very resourceful.
Yeah, but just the mindset, the way that they've been written, in that it's very tribal, and but it's very family oriented. But they also have that sort of inherited memory, and of course a lot of psionics. So there's a lot of things there that, in a lot of ways, the Thri-Kreen sort of feels like it could be this like wise hermit, on top of the hill, that recalls things that it shouldn't be able to recall in its short lifespan, right? I think they're like 35 years max. But at the same time, like, they are, like, those familial bonds are really strong. And even to the point that, when you are welcomed in by the Thri-Kreen, like, you are family. But at the same time, that need to establish dominance. So when a Thri-Kreen joins an adventuring group, they might just have to challenge who they consider to be the most powerful member of the party. Not because they want to take them out, but because they're like, well, we got to figure out who's in charge. I love it. There's a lot of role play opportunity there. It's not for everybody, but I got to go with Thri-Kreen.
All right, Thri-Kreen on the list. Third one on my list, and I've never gotten to play one, but I've always been curious. I'm Goliath curious.
Oh, yeah,
I like Goliaths. I like the flavor there, and really that's all I can base my opinion on.
Mm-hmm.
I like the idea of this hulking, beast of a human.
Oh, yeah.
They are as large as the mountains they dwell in.
Mm-hmm. Right.
The fact that they are mountain dwelling is cool, indicating a strong, rugged, hardy folk.
Right.
As far as Goliath lore, any of the stories about them, I don't really know much.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of going on vibes here.
Yeah. No, I get it. You know what? I think your pick of Goliath and mine with Thri-Kreen kind of come from the same place. It's like the coolest companion you can imagine, right? Like, maybe that human character is the hero of the story, but I want to be his Chewbacca. You know what I mean? Like, I like the idea of the Hulk and Goliath at their side, or the Thri-Kreen, or whatever it may be. Like, I get it.
So yeah, that'll round out my list. Goliath.
My last one. This is really hard. Again, I like the freaks, so I almost said lizard folk. I almost said minotaur, but I am really intrigued by, and I've never played one in the right circumstance with the right class. I think changelings are really interesting.
Okay.
Like the idea of a character that it's going to be a weird heritage, and always questioning, like, what is my real face? Because their faces, when they basically relax the muscles, is essentially just a blank slate. No color, no real features. So it's like figuring out who I am as a changeling, right? It's different than a doppelganger, because the changelings are sort of, they really are a blank slate. From, are they good? Are they evil? Are they, they could be any of those things, all those things. So you sort of have that freedom of a human, but even more so.
Yeah, I would have a hard time role playing this because it's so alien.
Yeah.
I mean, even like with the Thri-Kreen, you use the word alien, but at least we recognize what makes them tick, what they're all about. We can identify some motivations.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you can use those as guideposts.
Yeah.
For changeling, I would have no idea the direction I need to go with this thing.
Yeah, and I think it's, I've thought about it a little bit. Maybe it's, hey, when I'm disguised as this person, that's what I am. But when I'm looking like the Baron, then I have the Baron's personality. When I change to the Huntress, then I think like the Huntress. I react like the Huntress. And so it's almost like a method actor, except they do their own makeup, right? And so it's really like when I crawl into that skin, am I becoming that person? So that makes changelings really appealing because there's a psychological aspect to that, I think. So
that's our rule of 3 for today. What are your favorite playable species? You can hit us up in the comments. You can email thievescantcast@gmail.com. I thought for sure you'd pick halfling, Chris.
Maybe that's our next question. Is
next week on Thieves Cant.
I don't hate them. I'm never going to play one. So
have a great weekend, and we'll catch you on Monday for the latest news, crowdfunding, and more. Until then, it's been Thieves Cant. I'm Jeremy Shane.
And I'm Chris White.
So long.
Thank you for listening to Thieves Cant. Email thievescantcast@gmail.com.